Nigeria's defense minister says the government is committed to resolving former herder clashes in Plateau State. Chinese firm to invest over 1 trillion naira in Niger State agricultural sector. The United Kingdom government appoints first special representative for nature. We also have a brief discussion on liquid fertilizer with a crop scientist. Good evening and welcome to Himma News at 5. My name is Nunanba, Agabus Eridan. The Nigeria's defense minister, Mohammed Badaru, said that the federal government is committed to resolving former herder clashes in Plateau State. Badaru, who spoke in just the state capital on Sunday during a meeting with opinion leaders, traditional rulers and security agencies held at the 3-division headquarters in Bassa local government area of the state, expressed concerns over the ongoing violence despite efforts to address the issue. He emphasized that partitioning communities along ethnic or religious lines would be disastrous and vowed that the government would not entertain such demands and stressed the importance of living together harmoniously. Badaru acknowledged the recent attacks and reprisals in Bariki Ladi and Riam local government areas, resulting in the loss of lives and property, and pledged to deploy all necessary assets to ensure citizens' safety and security. The minister urged farmers and herders to renounce violence and embrace peace, recognizing their interdependence for socio-economic growth. The minister said that his visit aimed to interact with critical stakeholders in the state to fashion out modalities to address the latest security concerns, the increasing spate of farm destruction and cattle rustling that culminated in the recent attacks and reprisals in some parts of the state. The minister also expressed displeasure over the stance of some members of the communities who are disrupting farming activities during the ongoing rainy season. He also commended security personnel for their efforts and expressed President Bola Tinubu's appreciation for their performance. The Niger State Agricultural Revolution, under the state governor, Mohammed Umaru Bago, has received a big boost following the decision of a Chinese firm to invest over 1.094 trillion naira in the recently established Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone in Minna, the state capital. The Commissioner for Commerce and Investment, Aminu Suleiman Takuma, who disclosed this at the signing of the agreement and its groundbreaking in Minna at the weekend, said the investment is one of the positives from the recently held Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, which he described as a major breakthrough in the state's efforts to boost its economy and create job opportunities for about 5,000 women and youths. In his remarks, the secretary to the state government, Abubakar Usman, said the project is expected to revolutionize the agricultural landscape by stimulating socio-economic growth and development in the state. The Abia state government has directed the newly inaugurated State Cocoa Monitoring Team to curb activities of smugglers who carry cocoa beans from Abia to other neighboring states using border villages. The Deputy Governor, Ikechukwu Emetu, who gave the directive while addressing the members of the Cocoa Monitoring Team, encouraged them to use cocoa farming and its value chain to tackle youth unemployment in the state. Emetu, who said that the internally generated revenue of Abia State can be boosted through the cocoa subsector, said that the anti-smuggling team's terms of reference include searching vehicles suspected of carrying cocoa to neighboring states. The monitoring team is also to conduct routine inspection of the produce within Abia State and collect fines from identified defaulters. The chairman of Abia State chapter of Cocoa Farmers Association of Nigeria, John Kalu, said the monitoring team and cocoa farmers would collaborate with the state government in actualizing the transformation of the cocoa industry and agriculture at large. The National Veterinary Medical Association said that the association is capable of drastically increasing Nigeria's gross domestic product through massive and qualitative livestock production. The national president of NVMA, Moses Arokoyo, stated this at the weekend in Jos, Plateau State Capital, during a press conference preparatory to the association's national conference to be held in Jos as part of activities marking 100 years of the association's existence. Arokoyo noted that beyond the financial gains, the association can tackle emerging diseases from animals to human, as according to him, 2.6 billion of the sicknesses and diseases people experience today come from zoonosis, diseases, and about 2.7 million deaths result from zoonosis. Arokoyo, however, demanded actualization of the pronouncement by President Bola Tinubu on the creation of the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development to improve this sector and use this sector to contribute meaningfully to the gross domestic product of the country. You are listening to Himma News at 5. Please stay tuned for more stories. Thank you for staying with us. Liquid fertilizers are currently taking the center stage of modern farming, thanks to the many advantages it has over granular fertilizer, ranging from quick absorption by plant roots and foliage, reduction of wastage, among other benefits. While speaking with Himma Radio on Monday, Adams Innocent, a crop scientist, outlined the benefits of liquid fertilizer, including nutritional value and health maintenance of soil.
There are differences between liquid and normal solid fertilizer that we know, because starting from the nutritional differences, if you use liquid fertilizer, it will help you to maintain the nutrient level in the crop that you are going to use it for. For instance, your maize or your rice or any other crops that you are going to use it for. If you use liquid fertilizer, it's going to help you maintain that one. And also on the land, there are other benefits. It will help you maintain your soil fertility, and liquid fertilizer do prevent soil erosion, because mostly now the farms that we are using to farm our crops, most of the farms we don't do shifting cultivation on it. So most of the farms we do farm both rainy season and dry season. So the fertility of the soil, you will see a loamy soil converting into sandy soil because of too much of farming on it. So if you use liquid fertilizer, there's a way you can apply it on your land and it will help you maintain the fertility of that soil. That normal fertilizer that we use, the liquid one, it affects the soil fertility because it's too hot. The chemical in it is high and it may kill the organisms. There are some living organisms on the soil, and that organisms, when their work is to eat up the grasses or any other thing to help the decay of grasses on that soil. So if you apply the normal fertilizer, it's too hot. For instance, now even on our skin, sometimes if you use your hand to pack the normal fertilizer, it will you will see your hand will be peeling. And if you apply that one on living things, for instance, negative effects on living things, because most of the liquid fertilizers you can use it for animal farming like fish, cattle, goats, other things. So you see something that cannot affect a living thing, that means it has more economical benefits. So but that other fertilizer that we use, it reduces the nutrients in the plants or anything that you use to plant, and also it will affect your soil, as I mentioned earlier.
Although Adams Innocent did not outrightly rule out the application of granular fertilizer to crops, as according to him, it can be used for the growth of cereal crops such as maize, guinea corn, and millet, the timing of application should be observed carefully, as it may affect the growth of the plants and soil health if it is not done cautiously, emphasizing that granular fertilizers should be applied to cereal crops when they are about to yield produce. With the global coconut products market expected to reach $38.58 billion by 2030, fueled by popularity in food and cosmetics industries, the Lagos state government is encouraging the establishment of more seed farms to boost production for local consumption and for export. According to Research and Markets global business intelligence firm headquartered in Dublin, Ireland, coconut water product segment is expected to register the fastest growth, owing to the tremendous growth in healthy and nutritional drinks to adopt a healthy lifestyle and increasing use of coconut products in the food and beverages industry, owing to the rise in awareness about its benefits and functional properties. The General Manager, Lagos State Coconut Development Authority, Prince Dapo Olakolen, said that within the last 2 years, Lagos had completed the coconut value chain carried out by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. The authority is equipping farmers with the knowledge and skills necessary to enhance their farming methods by providing training on good agricultural practices, which will enable them to adopt more sustainable and effective techniques in coconut planting and cultivation. According to him, the government envisions the future of the coconut industry not just in terms of the current coconut planting efforts, but also to regain its position as the major producer of high-quality coconuts. The United Kingdom government has announced the election of Ruth Davies as its first special representative for nature today, being Monday. The landmark role signifies the UK's commitment to international environmental leadership and is being made as the UN Convention on Biological Diversity, COP16. Davies is one of the country's leading environmental policy experts with over 25 years' experience working on nature recovery and climate change issues. She previously advised the government when it hosted COP26, including helping secure an international pledge to end deforestation, which was signed by 145 countries. She played a leading role supporting negotiators and ministers and has previously worked with some of the UK's leading nature organizations, including RSPB and Plant Life. Speaking of her appointment, the Special Representative for Nature said the government has recognized that the nature crisis is of equal gravity to the climate crisis and that the globe cannot tackle one without addressing the other. Her appointment comes as environment ministers from across the globe gather in Colombia to discuss conservation and nature restoration efforts. COP16 builds on the Global Biodiversity Framework, which was agreed at COP15 in 2022, which was hosted in Montreal, Canada, where over 150 countries signed and committed themselves to halting and reversing environmental decline. Davies will attend the conference in her current role as a nature advocate as part of the UK delegation led by Environment Secretary Steve Reid before taking up her new role at the end of the month. And now to end the news, here is a recap of some of the top stories that made the headlines. We informed you that Nigeria's Defense Minister Mohammed Badaru said that the federal government is committed to resolving farmer-herder clashes in Plateau State. The minister emphasized that partitioning communities along ethnic or religious lines would be disastrous and vowed that the government would not entertain such demands and stressed the importance of living together harmoniously, urging farmers and herders to renounce violence and embrace peace, recognizing their interdependence for socio-economic growth. Also, Niger State Agricultural Revolution has received a big boost following the decision of a Chinese firm to invest over 1.094 trillion naira in the recently established Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone in Minna, the state capital. The Commissioner for Commerce and Investment, Aminu Suleiman Takuma, said the investment is one of the positives from the recently held Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, which he described as a major breakthrough in the state's efforts to boost its economy and create job opportunities for about 5,000 women